Alright, YouTube, as you can see, we got more stuff going on over there. Besides that sand filter I showed in the last episode, and how I built it. Now I've got the purple bucket there, which is now my swirl filter. Actually, finally got the swirl filter design going. Sitting right here, you really can't see what the heck's going on. But you can see I've got a double 90 over there, and that is only because I could not find an 1¼ regular coupling. So I had to go ahead and shifted everything. This is now like draining right onto the side instead of into the bed. This one over here is just draining right onto the root structure, but it works, and it's been working here for a little while, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw a video together. First, I guess I'd go ahead and show you how this sucker is devised. As you can see right here, I got a little shut off so I can drain out some of the solid waste, because this is a swirl filter, which is designed to go ahead and pick up any kind of waste and debris from the bottom of the tank and put it into here. And when I show you the 45 design, it'll kind of make sense a little bit more, because it swirls it towards the bottom. And then we've got a lid in there that will try to divert most of the solids and keep them towards the bottom, and that's where the drain comes in, because then I can go ahead and drain it down, throw it on some of my dirt plants, and they'll be just as happy as these guys. So let's go ahead and check out how I built this swirl filter. Okie dokie, quick breakdown. Pretty easy here. We've got a regular old 5-gallon bucket. We've got a hole drilled, and we've got a shut-off valve so I can drain it down. It's a ball valve. If you look in there, it actually has a ball instead of a silcock type design. I also have this nice little rubber gasket on the inside, fit absolutely perfect. Just had to lube up the pipe a little bit and the gasket itself to get it in there, but it squeezed together nice and tight. I think that might just work pretty good. And I put 2 90s on the other side, only because I cannot find a daggone fitting to make, well, regular old 1¼ fitting to make this work without doing 2 90s. So instead of running to the store, I'm going to go ahead and cheap out and do that way. Then I've got this piece right here. This is the actual swirl part of the filter. I actually have 2 45s angled downward a little bit. I've got a small 5-pound bucket lid that I drilled a hole in. It cracked whenever I drilled it, but it doesn't really matter, because this sucker just goes inside like this and sits towards the bottom. The lid does nothing more than try to keep the solids down, and as it swirls around in there, it'll get up to here, overflow into there, and bam, right back out to the beds like normal. Except now I have that shut off there, so whenever this thing gets a little bit full of solids and waste and everything, I can go ahead and get a bucket, fill it up, take it over to the dirt garden, and give them some of the beneficial fish waste that I'm sure they're going to really want. So that's most of the work done. Now let's see what it looks like when I get it installed. And unlike last time when I made one, you can see right there below this fitting, I've got no leaks this time. So that's pretty nice. Used a different gasket this time, and it's actually 1¼ gasket that the gasket actually turns inward. So whenever you set it on the inside of the bucket, the gasket actually goes through the bucket. And if you know what I'm talking about, those are the best kind of gaskets you can use in this kind of scenario. Lube it up and then slip your pipe right through, and when the lube dries, get back to where you were. Except now you have no leaks. Here's a look inside the swirl filter. You can't really see anything, but as you can see, the water level is really high, because as you can see right over there, there's my 90. I wanted the water level nice and high in here, mainly so that the gravity will take over. And the last one was just a little bit low, so we were getting a lot more water trying to get out of the drain there, instead of going to that T and going to the beds. So this time, I just went ahead and installed the 90 about as high up as I can right there. And actually it's a little bit higher than I'd like it to be, because as you can see, it is like right up there towards the top. Alright, I've got these little plastic liner type deals. They're very small. They're actually for a parts container, and you just slide them in the slots there, and it makes your parts container smaller, or you can remove them to make them bigger or whatever. But I've got a bunch of these left over, so I just took one, and you can see it right there. I got one right there, and another one right over here behind the drain, if you can see that, and just sets it up just a little bit higher. So now the water level is just a little bit pushing towards the front there where the drain is. So now that should give me a little bit better flow and less of overflow whenever, see how you can see that kind of comes out just a little tiny bit, but tends to go back down. So I'm like right at the water line. So I'm not sure if I'm going to build another one. I say that like I'm not. I'll probably build another one, and I'll probably go ahead and move this down, oh, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch. That way, that should be good enough. And, I don't know. Obviously, that'll be another video, but this is the way it's working right now. So everything seems to be working really good. And, I'm actually very happy with the way everything turned out so far. Everything is working great. Everybody, both beds are functioning very well. The sand filter is going crazy since I installed it. That's been working great. The swirl filter now is working pretty good. So I'll have an update for you, maybe, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, I don't know. However long it takes to make a good buildup of fish waste from these guys in the swirl filter, and I'll go ahead and make a video about that in the future. So there you go, there's a couple videos for you real quick, a couple filter designs I just thought up of and threw together real quick. I'm sure if I thought a little more I could make them a lot better than I already have, but this was just spur of the moment, parts that I have and parts that I bought and didn't want to go back to the store to get any more kind of design. But not too bad. So we'll start monitoring this. Go over there, throw that tarp back up now that I'm done moving everything around in the tank, and get back to some growing. So until next time, later.